Ladies and gentlemen, what separates those who simply wish for a better life from those who actually achieve it? In this video, we're going to uncover that difference and show you how to bridge the gap between desire and reality. You see, wishing is easy. Everyone does it. But achievement? That's built through clarity, action, and consistency. If you're ready to stop hoping and start creating real progress toward your goals, then this is for you. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could shift your mindset, sharpen your focus, and help you take that first powerful step toward turning your wishes into genuine accomplishments. Imagine for a moment that every dream you hold isn't just a hope, it's a destination on a map. Now picture yourself holding a compass. In this video, I'm going to help you turn that compass into a reliable system, because goals aren't magic. They aren't about wishing or hoping. Goals are about engineering your future. And today, I'll guide you through a clear step-by-step process. It's the same process I used to transform my life, from being broke and directionless to becoming who I am today. And by the end of this video, we'll work together on creating your personal weekly action map. But before we begin, take a second to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything valuable. What you're about to learn could shift the entire course of your life. Let's start with a simple truth. Most people have dreams, but only a few turn those dreams into actual goals. And fewer still build a system that consistently turns those goals into results. So here's a question worth thinking about. Can a ship ever reach its destination without a map or a course to follow? Every day, countless people set out on the journey of life with no real map. And then they wonder why they end up far from where they intended. I believe this deeply. Life isn't a lottery, it's a blueprint. When I was 25, I was broke, not just financially, but mentally. I had nothing except a low-paying job and the sense that I was completely lost. That changed when someone asked me a life-changing question. What exactly do you want to achieve? Like many, I replied with things like, I want to be happy. I want more money. I want freedom. And I'll never forget the response. Those aren't goals. Those are wishes. Give me a number. Give me a date. Give me a plan. That moment hit hard. That's when I finally sat down, not to dream, but to set real goals. Dreaming has its place, but if you truly want to see your dreams become reality, you need to break them down into tasks. And those tasks need deadlines, structure, purpose, and above all, meaning. A person without a goal is like a car with a full tank but no driver. The potential exists, but nothing moves. Over the years, I've met people far smarter than me. Some had stronger educations, better networks, and easier starting points. But there was one thing many of them shared. They were waiting for the right time, waiting for some sign. And while they waited, years slipped by. Meanwhile, I started with nothing, but set a goal and began working. Not because I was more talented, but because I had a plan to follow. Goals aren't just items on a list. They are the markers of where you're headed. Every goal you write down sends out a clear message. I know where I'm going. And as I learned early on, once you define what you want, you start recognizing it all around you. Opportunities don't simply appear, they open up to those who are prepared to seize them. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly defined your goal? Not just hoped for something general, but wrote down something concrete like, by September 1st, I will earn $10,000, 0 cents, through specific daily actions, 2 hours a day. Do you have a system in place that brings you closer to that goal every single day? Does your day begin with clear purpose or simply with motion? This isn't about luck or wishful thinking. It's about structure and consistency. Dreams are energy, but goals are the formulas that focus that energy. And if all you have is energy with no formula, it simply fades away. But when you combine both energy and a solid formula, that's when you become a real force. And here's something I've observed over the years. The people who achieve the most aren't necessarily the ones who started out with every advantage. They're the ones who learned how to plan, how to measure their progress, and how to keep moving forward. Each of their days becomes a link in a powerful chain. They might adjust their route along the way, but they never lose sight of their destination. In this video, I'm not just going to talk about setting goals. I'm going to guide you through a system I built and refined over the years. Together, we'll explore 3 types of goals. You'll learn how to recognize the difference between a dream, a desire, and a task. And most importantly, by the end, you'll take part in a practical exercise to help you design your personal weekly plan. This won't just be about motivation. Think of it as an instruction manual, because life doesn't reward wishes, it rewards action. And as I often say, a goal that isn't written down is nothing more than a fantasy. Here's a simple rule that changed my life, and it can change yours if you apply it. Don't begin your day without knowing what you intend to accomplish. Don't go through your week without a plan, and never step into a new year without clear goals. It sounds simple, almost like something from a calendar, but this principle can transform everything for you if you stick to it. Most people confuse having a dream with setting a goal, but there's as much difference between the two as there is between wanting to visit a city and actually having the ticket, the route, and your bags packed. A dream is where it starts. A goal is the structure that makes it real. And here's the crucial part. If you don't give shape to your desires, the world will shape them for you, and usually not in your favor. So where do you begin? I follow what I call the 3-level system. Level 1, short-term goals. These are your immediate motivators, the goals that build momentum. They might cover the next 30 days, a week, or even just a single day. Ask yourself, what small steps can I take this week that will bring me closer to what I want? That could mean finishing a book, preparing a presentation, or starting to save even $5.00 a day. These small wins create a sense of progress, and that progress builds self-discipline. Level 2, midterm goals. These are the things you aim to achieve in the next 6 months to a year. These goals begin to reshape your life. But it's not enough for these goals to be ambitious. They must also be specific and measurable. Don't just aim to earn more money. Instead, aim to generate an additional $10,000 beyond my main income by year's end. Then break it down. How much is that each month, each week? And what's the plan to make it happen? Level 3, long-term goals. These look 5, 10, even 20 years ahead. They're like stars on your horizon. Out of reach, but always guiding your way. These goals should be deeply connected to your core values. For example, I want financial independence and to leave a legacy for my children. That's not just about earning, it's about creating a lifestyle and a strategy that supports it. And here's the key, your goals shouldn't just live on paper. They need to be organized into a system. I use a backward planning method, and if your long-term goal is to have $100,000 a year saved in 3 years, work backward from that figure. How much do you need to set aside each year, each month, each week? Is that feasible with what you're currently earning? What changes will you need to make? What skills should you build? Who could help mentor or guide you? I remember someone who once approached me after a talk and said, I dream of becoming an author, but I don't know how to begin. I asked a simple question, do you have a pen and a notebook? When he said yes, I told him, write 1 page today, another tomorrow, keep going, and within a month you'll have the foundation of a book, but only if you turn that dream into a goal. A year later, he mailed me a copy of what he had written. That young man signed it. He turned his dream into action. That's what a system in motion looks like. And here's another key rule. Your goal must inspire you. It needs to be the reason you get up in the morning, even on the days you don't feel like it. If it doesn't ignite something inside you, it's not truly your goal. A real goal is like an internal engine. It keeps pushing you forward even when you're tired, even when the path is tough. And let me emphasize one more principle. Write your goals down. Not just in your head, not typed into your phone. Use pen and paper. There's something powerful that happens when you turn a thought into a word and a word into a sentence. That's the moment you commit. That's when you sign a contract with yourself. As I've always said, don't live life from memory, live it from a written plan. And always remember this, your goal has to be yours, not your parents', not society's, not what's trending, yours. that's when it gains real power. As if you chase a goal that belongs to someone else, it won't pull you forward. It'll simply drain you. So let's bring it all together. Got a dream? Great. Now turn it into a goal. Write it down. Set a deadline. Attach numbers. Break it into stages. And most importantly, act. Because action is what transforms a dream into a result. If you wake up without a clear plan, your day will end up following someone else's script. The world won't wait. Success doesn't come to those who only think about it. It comes to those who take action. I know this firsthand. I used to dream, and I stayed stuck. Then I set goals, and I started moving. In the next part of this journey, we'll go deeper into inner transformation. Because knowing the system isn't enough. You have to become the kind of person who lives it. Are you ready? Then let's move forward. So you've got your goals, you've written them down, you've broken them into steps. But here's the crucial question. Who do you need to become to make those goals a reality? We often think of goals as something external. Money, a title, success. But the truth is, success isn't what you have, it's who you become. I once heard something from a mentor that completely shifted my thinking. He said, don't focus on making $1 million. Focus on becoming the person who can earn it. That's when I realized the true goal isn't the money. The true goal is growth. Because if you grow into the kind of person who's worthy of the goal will find its way to you. Picture this. Let's say you aim to earn $100,000, 0 cents a year. But are you ready for that? Are you disciplined? Are you organized? Do you manage your time, your emotions, your habits? Because if you don't develop the qualities needed to sustain that success, it can disappear as fast as it came. As the saying goes, wealth gained without growth often vanishes quickly. That's why, before you change your life, you must first change yourself. And that's the hardest part. It's easy to change your surroundings. You can move to a new place, find a new job, even build a new network. But the most powerful change is internal. And it starts with one simple but profound question. Who am I right now? And who do I need to become? If you want to be a leader, then you must begin to think like a leader, speak like one, learn like one. If you want to be wise and influential, then work on influencing others through your words, your actions, and your example. And if your goal is financial freedom, then you must start thinking like an investor, because true success begins with how you think. Act like an entrepreneur, live with financial discipline. Here's the simple truth. You won't reach new goals with the same mindset that created your current results. If you want different outcomes, you need to become a different version of yourself. And the good news, you don't need to wait years. You can start today. Begin with small intentional steps. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Track your expenses. Read 10 pages a day. These aren't minor details. These are the building blocks of a stronger, smarter identity. Understand this, habits are not just things you do. They reflect who you are. A person who trains every day isn't simply an athlete. They are disciplined. And discipline is a universal tool. Once you strengthen it, it starts to shape everything. Your finances, your relationships, your ability to learn and grow. When people ask me what was the key habit that changed your life, my answer is always the same: self-education. I made learning part of my daily routine, not just when I felt motivated, but because I knew I had to. I realized that my value in the world doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from what I know, what I can do, and how I choose to act. I became valuable, and the world responded. Because the world always reflects who we become on the inside. Opportunities, wealth, connections, they're not handed out as favors. They are mirrors. If you want more, you have to become more. It's not always easy to hear, but this truth has the power to set you free. So don't just focus on financial or career goals, set personal growth goals as well. Ask yourself, what 3 qualities do I need to develop to reach my dream? Maybe it's decisiveness, maybe it's discipline, maybe it's confidence. Whatever it is, start building it now. Don't wait until life forces you. Train yourself before the challenge comes. I remember a friend who dreamed of becoming a top manager, but for years he stayed stuck at a mid-level job. One day I asked him, are you studying leadership? Are you practicing public speaking? Are you learning how to handle conflict? He went quiet. The truth was, his desire to lead wasn't backed by personal growth. But a year after he started investing in himself, he earned that promotion. It wasn't luck, it was alignment. Because here's the reality. We don't get what we want, we get what we're prepared for. This isn't about right or wrong, it's about readiness. When your personal growth matches your goal, the world opens doors. And one more thing, don't rely on motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Build character instead. As I often say, motivation might get you started, but character is what delivers results. Character is what makes you follow through when no one's watching. It's the voice inside that reminds you, I promised myself, and I'll keep that promise. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you set a goal, ask yourself, who do I need to become to achieve this? Then start acting like that person today. Think like them, make decisions like them, move with their clarity, focus, and strength. This isn't pretending, it's training your identity. And that's where true transformation begins. Like I've said for years, if you want to have more, you must become more. That rule never fails. In the next section, we'll do a hands-on exercise. We'll look at 10 key areas of your life. You'll rate each one. And together, we'll choose a single area to focus on for the coming week. This won't just be reflection. It will be a real plan, because if you want results, you need action. And we'll create those actions together. Now do this, grab a pen and paper, or at least open the Notes app on your phone. Let's take an honest look at where you stand, and let's figure out where to begin. We're about to do a short but meaningful self-assessment. I'll walk you through 5 key areas of your life. Your task is simple. Rate each area on a scale from 1 to 10. A 1 means you're deeply dissatisfied, struggling, or neglecting that area. A 10 means that part of your life is strong, balanced, and fully aligned with your values. Ready? Let's begin. First, physical health. How would you rate your energy, nutrition, and movement? Second, finances. Are you in control of your money, or is it controlling you? Third, relationships. Does your circle lift you up, or does it drain you? Fourth, career or calling. Do you feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment in your work? Fifth, learning. When was the last time you challenged yourself to learn something new? Now take a moment, look at your scores. This is your mirror. It's not a judgment, it's a snapshot. It's not a life sentence, it's simply a diagnosis that helps you see where to focus. Here's the important part. Choose the one area with the lowest score. That's the area holding you back the most right now. You don't have to fix everything at once. Just focus on one. Like I always say, you can't change everything in a single day, but you can change something. And I think where we go is in some ways the measurement of how good and how bad our lives are. And that's all it takes to start a ripple effect at your area. Good. Now, write a simple commitment. Over the next week, I will improve this area by 1 point by doing the following actions. Then list 3 small, specific actions you'll take daily. For example, if you chose health, stretch for 5 minutes in the morning, drink a glass of water when you wake up, skip sugar at dinner. If you chose finances, track all your expenses, read 1 article on saving or investing, have a budget conversation with your family. It doesn't have to be dramatic, it just needs to be clear. Because success loves clarity. And it begins with small, steady commitments. 1 day, 1 action, 1 step. That's how weak areas become strengths. Now, one more thing. Write down this commitment and share it in the comments below the video. Why? Because when you declare your intention publicly, you strengthen your sense of responsibility. You're telling the world, I mean this, and your courage might just encourage someone else to take action too. Remember, we're not just an audience, we're a community. A group of people who don't just listen, we act. And if you're still watching, that tells me you're serious about growth. So do one last thing. Subscribe to the channel, not just for the numbers, but so you have a regular reminder in your feed, because in a noisy world, we all need a voice reminding us that we're capable of more and that we deserve more. It's not just interesting to me, it's part of my mission to support people who are truly ready to work on themselves. And always remember this, 1 focused action is worth more than 1,000 good intentions. If you put even half of what we've talked about today into practice, your goals will start turning into reality. Not instantly, but step by step, day by day, week by week, you'll begin building a stronger version of yourself. And with that, a new life will take shape. So let me leave you with one simple, powerful thought. You have far more strength than you realize. But that strength only shows itself when you move from dreaming to action, from action to habit, and from habit to character. Success doesn't arrive in a single dramatic breakthrough. It's shaped quietly, in early morning decisions, in evening reflections, in the notes you scribble in a journal. It's born in the moments when, even though you're tired, you choose to take one more step. When instead of complaining, you take responsibility. When instead of waiting, you begin. If you've been paying attention today, you already understand your dream isn't some vague fantasy. It's real potential, waiting for structure, waiting for you to set goals and build a path forward. Goals are the bridge between imagination and reality, but you're the one who must build that bridge, brick by brick, with focus, with consistency, without fear, and with belief. It wasn't special. I didn't start with wealth. I didn't have connections. What I had was a desire to learn. I had a pen, a notebook, and a system, and I believed in one simple truth. If I become better, my life will become better. That formula worked for me, and it will work for you. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Start today. Choose one area. Take one small step and watch how life begins to respond. Because life doesn't reflect our wishes, it reflects our actions. I'm grateful you stayed with me until the very end. That alone shows the determination inside you. Don't let that spark fade. Use it. Go back to your list, look at the area you chose, and take action today. And always remember, each day, you hold the brush. Every action you take is a stroke on the canvas of your life. Create something you'll be proud of. Don't just create results, create yourself. Every dream begins as a wish, but only a few people ever take the steps needed to turn that wish into a real achievement. The difference between those who stay stuck hoping and those who succeed is simple. Action. Wishing feels good in the moment, but it doesn't move you forward. Achievement is built through clear goals, daily effort, and the courage to take responsibility for your future. Think about it. How long have you been wishing for something to change? More time, more money, better health, stronger relationships. Wishes without action remain empty promises we make to ourselves. But the moment you decide to take even one small step, you set powerful change in motion. That's when your life begins to shift. Every achievement starts with a decision. A decision to stop waiting for the perfect moment. A decision to stop blaming circumstances. A decision to act, even if it's uncomfortable or hard. Success isn't about luck or talent alone. It's about showing up, making choices, and staying consistent. Your wishes are just the starting line. The real race begins when you choose to act. So the question is, are you ready to move from wish to achievement? If you are, this is your chance to learn how. Click on the video and let's break down the exact steps you can take today to stop wishing and start building. Your goals are closer than you think, but only if you're ready to take that first step.